Hello and welcome to Sports Update. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. We have a lot of stories making the heavyweights in the world of sport for you this evening. And I have Olawale Peters that will be doing justice to all of the stories we have for you on the program Sports Update. Okay, quickly, let's go straight to the first story we have. It still concerns we will not stop talking about the World Cup, the Women's World Cup, where the Super Falcons is actually doing well for themselves and for Nigeria. Round the world drum, despite all the distractions and the world wars with NFF, the man has stood his ground, has taken Super Falcons into the round of 16. Back to back, we were in France in 2019, we were in the round of 16, and now we've also got into the round of 16, hoping and praying that we'll get to the quarterfinals. But this time around, we're going to leave the pitch of play and go straight into the administrative management now, where FIFA has come out, that is Gerard Infantino, the FIFA president, has come out to say, okay, we have issued recommendation, but we are an association of associations, so whatever it is, they are going to pay this money into the association account. So whatever payments we will do will be through the associations, and then the association will make their relevant payments to their owners. That is coming in from the FIFA president. And on Thursday, where we'll actually play Republic of Ireland, Samora, a FIFA executive for women's football, was at the Super Falcons dressing room. She told them that it's because of the NFF, the way they handle the monetary aspect for these women. That is why FIFA have decided to pay this money directly into their account. But now a statement is coming in directly from the FIFA president that yes, the money will be paid through the association's account, and then the association will now pay these guests their money. I don't understand. I, for one, I was very happy that that move was made, that this money will go directly. No NFF president, no NFF secretary general, nobody, the auditor, the treasurer will not be involved. This money, if you have whichever bank you are using, they'll just pay it straight to your account. But now, another twist has come into the story, Olawale Peters. Okay,
I think it is not possible for FIFA to pay directly into the individual players' accounts. It's not possible. Our own NFF, they just have to be responsible enough to do the right thing. The players are not recognized by FIFA. It is the association that FIFA recognized. That's the truth. So whatever communication between FIFA and any other countries is through the association, not directly to the players. So sincerely, when I heard that, I was like, what's really going on? Is there a new tweak to FIFA rules and regulations?
Because I was surprised.
It has never happened before, and it will never happen. That's the truth.
But things can change.
Things can change, but this cannot change because the players are not association on their own. They are individual representing their country, and their country is the association under FIFA. When they are having a general assembly meeting, is it the players that go to represent?
No.
Who goes?
The FIFA, the NFF president.
So that's why I said the NFF needs to be responsible enough to do what is right for the players. That the players, I don't think they need to really worry themselves about the money that FIFA is going to pay each team. That has been in existence from 1930 or 1934 that the World Cup started.
But this time around is different. For the first time, look at the money they will be paying the women. The women has not been enjoying this kind of packages before now. But 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, in fact, for the first time, we have 32 teams, and for the first time, the monies that will be paid, it doubles the amount they were receiving at the initial stage. So that is something that actually was gladdens my heart and every other sports-loving person out there who is actually supporting the women's sport. Because I personally, I support the women. I support whatever they do, most especially in sports, because like we said in the morning show, attention has not really been given to these women for all they are doing. Now, when FIFA made this move, in fact, I was very, very happy. Not because maybe I have anybody there that I'm going to benefit from, but because of just that move alone, giving these women that recognition. So if FIFA say, okay, they are going to pay through the association, how are we sure that the NFF is going to remit this money to these guys. Let's not forget, some of them are being owed 2 good years.
Okay, let me be sincere and honest with you. I will never support those that are clamoring that the players should be paid money directly. And I'll give you the reasons. I'm not a fan of NFF because of what they've been doing. In fact, corruption in that place, it's more than anywhere. That glass house, sincerely.
They need to actually go there.
In fact, EFCC and ICPC, they're supposed to have an office inside the glass house so that on daily basis they'll be going up and down to know what they are doing. That's the truth. But a process is a process.
Okay.
What do I mean? Before the competition, there's an agreed amount that the NFF has promised the players as match allowance, match bonus. In one way or the other also, they pay for their flights, they take care of their accommodation, their expenses to the World Cup. It's being borne by the NFF. And part of the way the NFF get their money, don't forget, football is business.
Yes, of course.
Part of the reason and part of the ways they get money is the remittance that is coming from from FIFA. They give them money for preparation. All these World Cup qualifiers they are playing, FIFA pays them. Okay, so that money is supposed to go directly to the NFF. NFF and the players, they've had an agreement before the competition that I'm paying you this amount of money. Now, if there is a change in the amount of money that FIFA were paying before, let's say hypothetically, FIFA are paying each association, they are paying them $1 million for each stage. Now they increase it to £2 million. It is now for the captain of the team, together with all other teams, to have an agreement and go to the NFF and say, okay, you promised us $10,000 per match.
Well, we're seeing
as at that time,
2,000.
As at that time, FIFA, they are paying you £1 million per stage. But now they've increased it to £2 million. Sir, we want increments from that £10,000 that we've agreed on. That is the ideal thing to do. Not for them to be expecting that the money that the FIFA is going to pay the association should go directly to their account. I understand the reason why people are saying this is because the people at the ends of affairs, they failed us in terms of accountability, in terms of giving account of their stewardship. That is the reason why we are saying this. But a process is still a process that needs to be followed. Before the World Cup started, the Australian team, they revolted against their FA.
Yeah.
That they wanted to be paid the same amount that they are paying their male counterpart.
USA started it and it favored them. It
favored them also. So that is what we should be clamoring for, not for us to be clamoring for something that it is not legal, it is not practicable, and it is not possible. And they will look at us and laugh at us. But how will you be expecting? So the FIFA will not be asking you, are you using so bank? Which bank are you using? Sort code?
But I believe they have all their data. But well, it's a good one for FIFA to actually do this, increase the women's money, World Cup money, and we actually love it. If this money are being sent through the associations, then I think the NFF should deem it fit to pay these guys their entitlement. For those who have been owned 2 years, even the coach around the wild drum is being owed. They need to pay all of their entitlement so that these guys can actually smile home, because most of them are the breadwinners of their family. Good one coming in from that avenue for the FIFA president. That was a smart move and a good way forward to actually do that for these ladies. Let's leave that story and come back home now and talk about the NPFL. From next season, it's going to be called NPL, but that name is still under, let me say, checks and balance. Now, they've proposed that the league is going to kick off on the 26th of August with the normal 20 teams, then 38 fixtures we have for the season. Now, before then, on the 17th, there's going to be an AGM where the draws will be made. I supported the Average League. I was hoping and praying that the Average League comes back. But now, after the meeting they had last night, it's going back to the normal format. How was the way forward?
Okay, and when the Abridged League was introduced, at issue, we human beings, we don't like change. That's the truth. But as far as I'm concerned, it was positive. And I think if you want to go back, it shouldn't be immediately. You should continue with what we've started, the Abridged League. It's not everything that will be copying the Europe. Let's have our own standard. Let's have our own
way of doing it.
Even the name that they want to change, Nigeria Premier League. We still have this colonization mentality. When are we going to get rid of it? No, it is saddening. It is alarming. Must we put Premier League and add Nigerian there? We are okay with our NPFL.
Nigeria Professional Football League.
Not Nigerian Premier League. So we should have to change that our mentality. Now, the reason why I supported the Average League is it's cost effective.
Okay.
For the teams. Because they group you based on your region and your location. So it's easier for you to manage. That's number one. Then for monitoring also, the reason why the IMC, they are very effective last season was because it's very easy for them to manage, to monitor, and give out sanction immediately. Now that they are throwing it open again, how ready are this club and the teams? How ready are they? Now the cost of fuel is something else. And most of them, they have to travel
by road.
Day in, day out. People are not going to the stadium to watch the match.
Somebody who has eaten and have money that will go to the stadium.
So these are the things that I expected them to put into consideration before they even announce if it's going to be a bridge or full league. Sincerely, I don't see how the club will survive this. Take it or leave it. The inflation rate is on the high side. The economy is not smiling at everybody. And these are the people that they depend on the government 100%. This same government that have not even paid their workers salary.
We so now be spending that they don't even value sports.
And we've been saying it. If it is too much of a burden to you, it is not a burden to other people that want to invest in football. There should be that avenue that the government should release whatever stake, whatever
they have with sports, and let those who are ready
privatize it completely. Let people that are interested, that wants to see football. Now, what stopped the federal government from having 6 factories in 6 geopolitical zones of this country to be producing jersey for all these clubs at a subsidized rate? The football that they are using for us to be providing
produce it here
locally in the same country, provide employment, boost business, SME, and a lot of things. But they are not looking into that. They are only looking into it as a political gain to get something.
Just speak, okay, you supported me, come and be this, come and be that.
That is why it is wrong. So that's why we cannot compete with the North African teams. Because they look at it as a business. So they allow that partnership to come from the private investors that really wants to do it. I recall there was an interview a long time ago, about a year or two, with Dangote, about him buying Arsenal. Now, why need to come
and buy a club in Nigeria? Even Kano Pillars.
And he said he cannot invest his money where there is no process and policy in place. Because he's a businessman. So that is what we need to do. We need to get it right so that all this issue, we're not going to have it again.
Okay. We need to get it right so that all of these issues, we will not have it again. They've proposed 26 as the kickoff date for the Nigerian Professional Football League. That is the 2023-2024 league season. And it's going to be 38 matches. And the good news again, Olawale Peters, these matches, about 10 centers have been penciled down for live streaming of these games. Equipment have been gotten so that we'll be having these matches live on TV. But sometimes ago, even last season, they promised that we're going to be having it. Then NTA, beggar, if they want PRO, they should come and pay, and then we'll do PRO for them. But it was shown on national TV and not all the matches. But this time around, they've promised us that about 10 centers, Ibadan, Lagos, we have one, I think, in that is Aba, that is the Enyimba Stadium, where some of these are some of the areas that matches will be coming live. Do you think that was going to see the light of the day?
I doubt. That's the truth. I doubt. Where are they going to get the money from? Who's sponsoring it? Same government? So
they have a new sponsor, GTI. Now they've increased from 100 million for the winner to 150 million.
Now, if you look at the value of 50 million naira that they increased with, and the value of 50 million naira last year, I did the same thing. So what will 150 million naira do for a team that are going to play 38 matches. Transportation, accommodation, feeding, the allowances, and what have you. And only one sponsor, only GC High. What will that one do? So what we are saying is they should open it up to investors, just like they promised last year, that they didn't do it. Sincerely, I'm very optimistic, and I'm not trying to run down that they will not do it, but I don't see that happening right now.
You still have your doubts?
I have my doubt 100% about it.
Okay, Lawale Peters has his doubt about that, but let's see if it's going to see the light of the day, because we need to put our league out there to the eyes of the world so that we can have foreign investors coming in to invest in our sports, and the government have a very big role to play in that aspect by putting up policies that will allow private investors to come into the country and invest in football and every other sports they find worthy of investing in. Okay, let's leave that story and head straight to Europe. Let's land in Chelsea. That is the EPL, English Premier League, where Chelsea, Manchester City are keen on Michael Olise. He's a Nigerian, but he plays for the French under 21 national team. Now, Chelsea and Man City are going at loggerhead for this young man. Good winger, left footer. I love the way this guy play alongside with Eze in Crystal Palace. But now, Chelsea, Man City, these two clubs are they are at each other, pursuing this guy. Okay,
I think Man City cannot be competing with Chelsea to start with, except Man City doesn't want the player.
Okay.
Because they have all what it takes to win a player over.
The money?
The money, they have it. Then trophy, they have it. Squad, they have it. So Chelsea should be competing with the likes of Aston Villa, Tottenham, and what have you. That is nothing but the reality. You may disagree with me. Now, if you are a player, what you really want to have in your CV is that you've won trophy.
But Chelsea has also won the Champions League.
I get time before no be property again. So we are talking about the current.
If we look at, let's look at the current of, let's put it side by side. 5 seasons back, Chelsea has done well in Europe. If you talk about the league, domestic, fine, Man City is there. And even Chelsea can also hold their own in the last 5 seasons against, I think Chelsea and Man City have won the Premier League in the past 5 seasons than any other team in England. Now, even in Europe, Chelsea has been more dominant than Manchester. Manchester City just won their first ever Champions League trophy. So if you want to look at Sabat, in terms of money, I can say, okay, Man City is ahead. But for trophies, Chelsea can tell Man City, keep quiet.
Okay, you are talking like a typical Manchester United fan. That they will tell you that they have all the trophy in their cabinet, and the last time they won it is about 7 or 8 years ago. That's the truth. What we are talking about is futuristic. We are talking about this season. We are talking about Olise going to a club that will win him trophy. Can Chelsea give him that?
Yeah, I say yes.
Chelsea is not playing in Champions League. That you are mentioning that the last 5 years Chelsea have won it. They are not playing Champions League this season. But Manchester City, they are playing Champions League. Even if Olise did not play during the competition, but they registered him as a player, you still have the medal. You go to his CV that has won Champions League medal. Manchester City, they are part of, in fact, the title is for them to even lose this season.
This season?
Take it or leave it. Okay. Chelsea is not in contention at all. At all. We have the Carling Cup. In fact, by next week, if Olise join Manchester City tomorrow, by next week, you can win the trophy because they are playing
the Super Cup.
They are playing the Super Cup. They are playing the
World Cup.
The Community Shield. They are playing the World Club. So as young as he is, 22 years old, within how many years he has won it. That's the truth. However, the danger of him going to Manchester City is about development. So can he be able to get the playing time that is needed? I would say no. But in Chelsea, all our wingers, as far as I'm concerned, I've not seen anyone that can inspire Chelsea to, because if you look at the formation that Pochettino is using now, it's 4-2-3-1. Only one striker and 3 midfielder. From the 3 attacking midfielder, from 3 attacking midfielder, he needs 2 good wingers, both left and right, to support the attacker up front. But we don't have it now. and he works more from the wing. That's all they say. So if he goes to Chelsea, it's an opportunity for him to excel, to develop himself in the next 2 or 3 years and win it. So it depends on what he wants. Okay. Is he looking at a trophy, a playing time that will guarantee his future? But to me, sincerely, I would advise him to look at his career than to look at what he can get today, because he doesn't have a space in Manchester City. So that after 6 months, they won't be looking for where to loan in to, and his career will just end like that.
Okay, Olisa, you've heard that. If you want to choose, go straight to Chelsea. That is where you get your playing time. But in Man City, we have a lot of talent. But let's see how it ends at the end of the day. Okay, let's still stay in Europe and talk about this one quickly. PSG actually closing in on Goncalo Ramos. This was a guy who shone like a million stars in the World Cup, and he was used to replace Ronaldo in one of the games. He came and scored, and Fernando Santos, a former Portugal coach, said, okay, he thought he had seen a savior, but not knowing that the real savior was on the bench. But for this man, PSG is closing in on him to get him down to the Parc des Princes.
Okay, I think it would be a good start for him to go to PSG. And PSG currently now, they need to beef up their team to be competitive. And we don't know where the issue of
Kylian
Mbappe,
Neymar,
those two, they are likely to leave. And if they are leaving, they need someone like him, uprising star, that will come in and fit into their team. So I think it's going to be a good one for him. Money is not going to be a problem. Then trophy is not going to be a problem. The career is not going to be a problem. So what do you need as a player? You don't need anything again. You have the money, you have your career, and you have the trophy winning. So you can get that from PSG.
Okay, he can get all of those from PSG. And quickly, before we go on the show this evening, Everton battle Tottenham West Ham for Harry Maguire. When I saw this, I actually laughed about this. Now, Harry Maguire has become, let me say, a hot cake for these 3 teams. And Everton is actually leading the race to get his signature.
Okay, I was actually surprised when Manchester United board, they rejected the £20 million proposed by the West Ham for Maguire. This is a player that they should even give free of charge to any team that wants to just go. We've had enough of you. If you ask the guy, one of the reasons why he decided to go is he has considered more goals from the guy and from Harry Maguire mistakes than most of the striker again. Now, take that 7 goals away from the point that Manchester United they lost last season. 7 times 3, that's 21. So that shows that they've lost 21 points. Harry Maguire. So I think it's a good one to allow him to go. But however, we shouldn't forget he's an English player.
Okay, however, is an English player. That is where we'll leave it on the show. All our listeners, thanks for doing justice to all of the stories we have this evening.
It's my pleasure, and Emmanuel, for having me. But please try and douse your expectation on Chelsea so that you'll not be disappointed the way Arsenal fan are disappointed last season.
Okay, that is it on the show. I am Emmanuel Fashemi. Thanks for watching.